Was that difficult to turn a diary into a TV script?
Very difficult because it's generally considered to be fake. I just told myself it wasn't. It was also banned in schools, go ask Alice. But to a generation, this is the first time I really realized that what I was doing was touching people of a different generation, because I got a lot of feedback on this one from people who said that they were put off dope by it. And it was about a dope problem, and a girl who kept a diary and her dope problem. Not entirely unlike the other, all addictions, pretty much the same news. Dope is probably the worst. And it was, a producer had bought the rights to the thing and asked me to do it, and I really did want to do that. But it was very difficult to dramatize a diary.
How did you do it?
I used voiceover. And I recently read an article where somebody says voiceover is like the surrender to the medium. And I thought, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. It's not true of television. Television is talking heads. The only thing that succeeded in television from 1950 to now are talk shows. The only thing.
Did you have to create characters or plot to make it, less like a diary, more like a
Well, there was
story?
sort of a storyline running through the diary. And then she goes to Helen to Hack and then comes back and then gets slipped a Mickey and then goes, there's a whole kind of problem. And you don't know at the end whether she ODs. And that was really shocking because she kind of had pulled herself all back together. And you don't really know whether it was done to her, which you've seen happen, or whether she slipped. What happened?
Is it that way in the diary, or is that something you added?
Well, I ended it with a voiceover, and I gave the voiceover to the father, I think. And the mother actually did it on the screen. And it just said that it's just a paragraph, says that 2 weeks later, blah, 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 blah. And she was discovered, and nobody knew quite how it happened. But Jamie Lee Jackson was the girl who played it. And I didn't really think she was terribly right for the part. It was supposed to be kind of a little fat girl who's always getting uppers and downers and, that kind of thing.
You said the material was considered to be fake, the book?
Oh, Lorenzo Semple, my great friend, who was on Theater Arts and is a big screenwriter, told me that everybody knew that it was all, and I've even been told the name of the editor is meant to have written it. And then I heard a whole thing, it was Art Linkletter's daughter, and he had it written by somebody, and I don't know.
So you never met any actual figures from the supposed...
I think that if it was a fake, somebody left, there were some letters in there, because some of the talk was real. And to me, it was very real that an introverted, upset child like this, with this problem, she wasn't a child, but, pre-adolescent, really, adolescent, would relate to a diary as if it were a lifeline. And there was a scene with a priest in which he says that to her, which was played by...
Andy Griffith.
Yeah, he played the priest. And the line in the book is, there was a priest who knew a lot about kids, ... He got me to call my family. So I wrote that scene, and in that scene, he says, this diary that you think is so shocking that you've asked me to read, verse, is what distinguishes you from everybody else that I'm thronging through this church, and keep on writing it. But she gives it up at the end of the book because she's too mature now. So to my mind, there was a mistake there. She should have kept on having that mirror at hand, because it did do something for her that enabled her to know where she'd been and where she didn't want to go anymore.